This is week 16 of the French Biointensive Organic Raised Bed Garden. Celery is growing very, very well. I think this is supposed to be the kind that makes bunches and it isn't cutting celery, but I am not entirely sure. I think I'm gonna have to go look that up. The chard is just doing amazing this week. I've already harvested like a huge armful and I need to do it again. The little broccoli and cauliflower plants that I tucked in here are doing well. I harvested my first cabbage, which is giving more room now to these, or more light, not more room, to these other cabbages. This is doing great. The tomatoes are just a jungle. I keep having to cut back some of them, especially here on the end, because it was making it virtually impassable. But you can see, I believe these are alpaca based on the shape. And these are just, they're loaded with tomatoes now. Last week you could barely see them, but there were lots of flowers, and this week there's just a ton. But I keep having these branches that seem to come out of nowhere fall down onto the peppers. The peppers are doing really well despite kind of being stuck between the beans and the tomatoes. But I've got all kinds. I believe those are jalapenos, and I believe these are golden treasure. They'll be yellow and orange when they're ripe. And I think the paprika ones are in here as well. I'm not sure if those are the paprika. See if I can see. Some of the Sharpie came off of the tags that I put in here. And let's see. This row is jalapeno. So this row in front must be the paprika right here. And then the golden treasure is at the other end. So the anasazi beans that were supposed to be bush beans, yeah, they're not. They're clearly pole beans. So they are going kind of crazy. I've been harvesting a lot of green beans this week from both this side and this side. I pulled out 3 of the kale plants and a couple of the lettuces to give more room to the watermelon. And I will be pulling the rest of the kale over the next couple of weeks. But the watermelon's doing well. Here's the biggest. I don't know, it's about the size of a magic 8 ball, I think. And the other one, and there's one there, and there's one back there, and there's a bunch in there. And then the fava beans, they're coming on pretty good. I decided I'm just going to dry them, and I'm not going to try to eat them fresh. They taste better dried. As you can see, the Constituto Genovese have just gone crazy this week. These are about 2.5 to 3 feet over my head, and these ones are a little shorter. I believe these are the Abraham Lincolns. Yes, because they're round. So the Abraham Lincolns are doing nicely, and then Down here is the alpaca. That huge one I showed you last week is like about 2 inches bigger and a couple inches more around. It's time to harvest the yarrow again. I moved the herbs into here because when this area floods, they can suck the water up through the bottoms of the pots. My seed peas are getting pretty close where I can pick them, and at least for the snow peas, and dry them out for seeds next year. Some peppers. These might be paprika. Again, I lost all my tags. I would have to go look back and look at one of the earlier videos. I got some seed off the soil. I have one more that I'm going to collect seed off of when it goes. The carrots are doing really well. I've been thinning them as needed. You can see that they've got their shoulders sticking up now. I transplanted a couple of the peppers forward that were just being covered by the tomatoes, and they're doing okay. I took out all but 3 of the calendula because of the insect infestation. I left the 3 healthiest looking plants, and hopefully they'll come back, and then I can have some go to seed and have seeds. The leeks are doing okay. They're kind of falling over. We had a bad storm last week that made them fall down pretty bad. The squash, I've been getting about 4 big crookneck squash off of this section every week. I just harvested it yesterday, so there's not much in there. And then I'm still getting berries, and I picked them yesterday, but there's a couple here that are ripe today, so I'll have to come pick them again. And over here, yeah, onions are starting to fall down, so I think they'll be ready to harvest pretty soon. The green onions that I put in there are really doing well now. I've got some kind of weed there that I gotta pull. And the kale that's down at the end is still doing really, really well. Over in Mom's section has the kohlrabi that I slipped in here. They've been good, most of them. And then, of course, she still has a ton of strawberries as well. And I am hoping, and this little cabbage here is doing really good. And I'm hoping that we can get some more soil put in here and get some winter carrots and cabbage planted along here. Because the summer we've had, and the prediction is, it's been such a good growing year, and the prediction has been that we're going to have an Indian summer and a very mild winter. So we're going to try to overwinter carrots and cabbage. So, but we do need to get those planted if we're going to do that. And that is the update for week 16 of the French Biointensive.